Up next in Prime7 local news.
A 26-year-old man fronts Orange court charged with murder following the stabbing death of a 20-year-old.
The Bathurst Aqua Park forced to close 1 month early due to poor conditions at Chifley Dam.
The Aboriginal Lands Council calls for a royal commission into the Murray-Darling Basin.
You won't believe the price tag on some of these exotic birds sold in Orange.
And nearly 2,000 runners test their endurance in Orange.
See you next.
This is Prime7 Local News with Gwynn and Karl Lijnders and Elly Wicks with your local weather forecast.
Tonight, a 26-year-old man remains behind bars charged with murder.
The Bathurst Aqua Park shuts down early due to an algae outbreak.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, homes destroyed as thousands of firefighters battle some devastating bush blazes in Victoria. And a man fronts court over a callous crash that's claimed the life of a little boy.
Now, Prime7 Local News.
Good evening. Orange residents have today questioned their safety after the stabbing death of a 20-year-old man.
A 26-year-old has been arrested over the incident after a 12-hour manhunt. That man is now facing a murder charge.
3 a.m. Saturday morning, flashing lights fill Romano Drive. A 20-year-old man has been found dead with a stab wound to the chest. Mr Tailford's case was adjourned today until the 29th of April. Mel Whiteman, Prime7 News.
2 motorcyclists have died in a horror crash involving 3 vehicles near Young at the weekend. A motorbike collided with a Land Cruiser 20 kilometres east of Young, which rolled and crashed into a second motorbike. A 59-year-old from Ungary and a 57-year-old from Girral could not be revived and died at the scene. A 57-year-old woman, a passenger on one of the bikes, was airlifted to Canberra Hospital in a critical condition. The 27-year-old man driving the Land Cruiser suffered a broken arm.
Meanwhile, police believe that a separate motorcycle crash near Wellington was caused by a kangaroo. A 30-year-old man was killed after he came off his bike on Goolma Road at Spices Creek. Police are still investigating.
Bathurst Police are investigating 2 fires that were set alight over the weekend, one in a skip bin, another at the Bathurst City Centre. This car was destroyed in the underground car park of the shopping mall before a bin was set on fire. Police believe the 2 incidents are linked. If you have any information, contact police.
The Bathurst Aqua Park has been forced to close a month earlier than expected. The drought has taken its toll on Chifley Dam, making conditions dangerous for swimmers.
You couldn't contain the excitement when Bathurst's Aqua Park first opened at Chifley Dam. Fast forward 4 months, it's now been forced to close weeks early thanks to a contamination of algae. Anyone with gift vouchers to the park are being told to hang on to them until the Aqua Water Park returns in October. Mariana Sarin, Prime7 News.
The fallout from the drought continues with the Cobar show cancelled for the first time in 70 years. Organisers say the tough conditions and struggle to find sponsors is to blame. But the show will be back next year for its 150th anniversary.
The war of words for the seat of Orange has continued, with the Nationals candidate calling on the local member to outline his election promises. But when asked herself, it was a question the candidate struggled to answer.
Another day, another minister in Orange to talk up Kate Hazelton.
I'm here with Kate Hazelton, who's the Nationals candidate for the seat of Orange.
Thousands of residents have joined in a statewide protest over the mismanagement of the Murray-Darling Basin. The protest called for stricter policy over how the river system is handled.
What do we want? Water! When do we want it? Now!
Their chants were loud, the message was clear. The people living along the Murray-Darling want fairness when it comes to water management in New South Wales.
It's time for a quick check of your weather with Elly Wicks.
Elly, hello to you for the first time this week. Sunshine for Monday.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Karl and Lee as well. Good evening, everyone. We heated up today with mostly sunny skies this morning. It was a high pressure system along with warm northerly winds for those further west, which had us feeling a lot warmer today. On the tablelands, we just had mostly light winds. Let's have a look at some of those temperatures we reached today because it was quite warm across the region. Orange heated right up to 30 30 degrees after a very cool overnight low of just 12. In Parks, we were 35 degrees, and that was the case for many of us out west, with Gilgandra 35, Canamble a little cooler with 33, and in Cobar a top of 36 today. We're going to see a slight change in weather. We're cooling down. We might see a few showers as well. I'll have all the details right after sport.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thank you.
And still to come in Prime 7 News, a new halfway house for homeless teens opens at Bathurst.
And what would you pay for these birds? How does $50,000 sound?
And a little later on this news hour, grief turns into anger as country communities count the cost of devastating bushfires. A man faces court over a car pile-up which killed a little boy. And we'll tell you what sent flames shooting almost 20 metres into the air and have the death toll as it rises from a series of powerful tornadoes in the US.
Stay in touch 24/7 at prime7.com.au.
If money was no object, what would you spend it on? A rare bird might not be the first thing that pops into mind, but for some at Orange, that's all they wanted.
7,000 birds, all for sale, and about 1,000 sticky beaks looking for a bargain.
Local charity Veritas has officially opened a brand new facility in Bathurst. The charity was able to revamp the premises thanks to a $50,000 community grant. The one-bedroom house will allow youth who are at the risk of homelessness to take up short-term accommodation while they get back on their feet.
Usually at the end of 3 to 6 months, the young person has the ability to live independently, and we will provide a rental reference to help them move into either social housing or the private rental market.
Veritas House helps more than 150 young people a year with long waiting lists for refuge accommodation. They hope to offer more affordable housing options across the region into the future.
Still to come in Prime 7 News, an Orange Emu star makes their debut for the Brumbies.
And records tumble at the Orange Running Festival. Stay with us.
The South Sydney Rabbitohs have Charity Shield bragging rights yet again in front of a packed-out Glenwillow Stadium at Mudgee. 20-year-old Corey Allen starred for the Bunnies, claiming a hat-trick on the wing. He scored Rabbitohs' first and second tries before scoring his third in the second half. The Orange Running Festival has wrapped up for another year, and this time it had everything. A record number of entries, a paddle pop lion, and according to the women's marathon winner, a camel.
Off with the bang, thousands of footsteps pounding the pavement for the 10K at the Orange Running Festival.
Dunedoo's Hugh Bowman is in the record books once again, riding the great mare Wicks to a 31st win in a row and a world record 23rd consecutive Group 1 victories. The anticipated celebration was almost cut short, however. Happy Clapper almost spoiled the party. Still to come in Prime 7 News, there is a chance of showers this week. Elly will be back right after the break to tell us more.
And in the national news just minutes away, we'll have the latest from Victoria as weary fire crews battle to control those raging infernos, and some incredible pictures of the widespread damage in the US.
Welcome back. Let's see what's in store with your weather this week as we look at the synoptic chart. And after a hot one today, we will start to cool down tomorrow, but Wednesday is when we look to a drastically drop in temperature thanks to that cold front further in the south. The change in weather along with the trough is expected to bring some unsettled conditions with a chance of showers for the next few days. If we keep on those showers now, we might see more than 5 or 10 millimetres of rain. Less though as we head further west. It's a little hard to gauge, but we could be seeing some decent falls tomorrow in Orange and on Wednesday as well, but those showers will be isolated. And even though some of us might start to cool down, we're still hot. Our fire danger rating will be between a moderate to high. Further south, we've got a very high rating for our Tuesday. Moving into our forecast now for Tuesday, we've got partly cloudy conditions right across the region. We're still very warm in the west, as we can see Nyngan a top of 37 degrees, very sunny there as well. A little cooler though on the tablelands with a top of 30 degrees for those in Orange. As we move into Wednesday, this is where we'll see quite a drastic change. That south southwesterly will sweep through, really helping to kick out that heat we've been feeling. We're heading for a top of 25 in Bathurst and just 22 degrees in Orange. And on Thursday, we should clear up if any of us get any of that rain. We're looking mostly sunny. We'll start to heat up again, but we're still in the high 20s for some, so still not too warm as yet, and just 22 again for Orange. And the next 7 days for those in Dubbo, it's a hot one tomorrow, but we are cooling down. It's looking a lot nicer on Thursday. And for those in Orange, we're getting very cool, just 22 degrees. So hopefully we get a bit of that rain that we can see there as well.
Absolutely. It'll be nice, that cool change too. Thanks, Elly.
And that is all we have time for tonight. Thanks for your company. You can join the debate on tonight's stories on Facebook.
And watch tonight's top stories on our website. Next is your national news with Daniel Gibson. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.